Hi, my name is Laura McIntyre. How are you doing today?
Good. How are you?
Good, thank you. Welcome to our facility here at Hawaii Pacific Rehabilitation Center. Before I take you on a tour, I'd like to ask you a few questions about yourself and your personal clinical experiences. If you're ready, we can begin with the interviewing process.
Thank you. I'm ready to begin whenever you
Oh,
are.
great. Okay. Well, I would like to start off. What specialized clinical experiences do you have at this point?
I've had two clinical practicums in graduate school. The first one was with a pediatric private practice, and so I worked with younger children, and I did a lot of early intervention, so I really liked that. But then the other one was at Pruitt Health in Savannah, and that's a skilled nursing facility, so I also got to work with the adult population as
Great.
well.
So you did a little bit of rehab there, I'm guessing.
I did.
Oh,
I
that's
did, yeah.
fantastic. Are you familiar with fees?
I've never performed that procedure on my own, but I am aware of it. I've learned about it in school, and I would be willing to become certified in it if I needed to for the employment.
Great. Yeah, we require certification here.
Okay.
But that's something that we can also send you to go do.
Okay.
Great. So why did you seek employment at our facility?
I think this facility is the ideal work setting for me. I think I'm going to have the opportunity to work with disorders I'm really interested in, and I'm going to be able to collaborate with other professionals in planning and assessing for treatment.
Oh, great. What would you like to get out of your CF?
I would ideally like to come out of my CF with strengthening my clinical skills. I think that I want to further develop my abilities when I'm evaluating patients and writing goals and assessing patients. I'm excited for the opportunity to learn more, and I want to continue learning during my CF.
Yes, and in our field, I mean, we're constantly continue to learn.
Right. It's constant.
Sorry. Could you describe the ideal CF supervisor?
I think for me, the ideal CF supervisor is very approachable, but also knowledgeable. So I think that they have a close professional relationship with their CF mentee, and I think they are always available to answer questions or address concerns that the CF might have. And ideally for me, I think that a CF supervisor would be on site, so they would be around if I needed any help.
That's a great plan. How do you relate to your supervisors?
I relate to them as a resource within the workplace. They're there for assistance and for clarification, and they're also there to mediate any conflicts that might come up. They're a source for me to go to.
Right. Yeah, I agree. Can you provide one example?
Yes. When I was working at the pediatric private practice, I had to ask my supervisor for assistance because a client's parent became aggressive in a plan of care meeting. And my supervisor helped me to calm the parent down and also supported my explanation of the client's behaviors and the diagnosis, even though he didn't agree. So I was able to use a supervisor for help.
Okay. And how do you relate to peers in the workplace?
A lot like supervisors, I think peers are another resource. I'm always willing to collaborate with other professionals to share ideas and information and to help other people plan and have them help me as well.
And in our setting, we do a lot of collaboration with PTs and OTs, so working along with those is necessary.
Okay.
Can you provide one example of when working with peers in the workplace?
In graduate school, I collaborated with the other students in our on-campus clinic all the time. We would share therapy materials, ideas, strategies, or techniques that we thought worked with our clients, and we would swap information so that we could all learn from each other.
Fantastic. And how do you deal with conflict in the workplace?
If there is a conflict, I try to deal with it right away so the situation doesn't get blown out of proportion. And I would first try to deal with it on my own. But if I was having trouble resolving it or if it became too complicated, I would go to a superior and ask for advice or further help.
Okay. And do you consider yourself a team player?
Yes, absolutely.
Lovely. And why do you think that you're a team player?
I really enjoy helping other people, and I'm always willing to work with other people to achieve a common goal. So I think I'm also very friendly, and I like having the opportunity to learn from others and to provide them with my own input too.
Lovely. Okay. And what tests are you familiar with at this point?
I feel very familiar with the Goldman-Bristow, the Arizona Articulation Proficiency Scale, the Boston Diagnostic Aphasia Examination, the Western Aphasia Battery, the Swallowing Ability and Function Evaluation, and the SLUMS Cognitive Evaluation.
Good. We do a lot with the Boston Diagnostic and the Western Aphasia and the swallowing in our facility, so it's great that you have background in that.
Okay.
Have you ever gone above and beyond work or school requirements?
Yes, especially during graduate school, I think, because of the time and effort that it really takes to do well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the circumstance?
I prepared a presentation with fellow students on the effects of gesture therapy on people with aphasia, and I needed to make a presentation board for the project, so I created my own graph, which showed the different types of aphasia and gesture therapies that worked well with those different types. So it was based on material that I found and my fellow students found in evidence-based practice. And so we created a graph and it organized information and allowed the viewers to understand the material.
That sounds really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to see that.
Yeah.
Well, I'm done with my interview. Do you have any questions for me?
No, I think that's everything.
Okay, we could go on. We'll go on a tour.
Okay. Thank you.